Good evening. Welcome to the live Facebook. This is Martin Wong here and coming with you another session. But tonight we'll be focusing on our SmartRobie, a little bit of preparation for the next week. Okay, next week we will be at the Invest Fair, and something that I will be talking about too, and we'll be showcasing our SmartRobie. For those of you who are not familiar with SmartRobie in here, this is definitely a good opportunity for you to find out what SmartRobie can help you and how was the track record of so far being having SmartRobie that we've seen so far. All right, so this is where I'll be talking. So tonight, how to improve your stock trading results. We will still be referring mainly to stock trade idea that is generated by SmartRobie on a regular basis. We'll be looking at the 3 basic features of SmartRobie in here, and you could use this and also look at it. If we were to trade this over the past 3 months using SmartRobie stock trade idea, how would the return be? Okay, how would the return be? And this is definitely one way that you can find out if SmartRobie is perfectly good for you. And this is a way to do that. So let's take a look where we are. All right. So don't forget, next week will be our SmartRobie talk at the Invest Fair on Saturday and Sunday, which is 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 22nd to 23rd of June. So make sure you be there and at least meet up with us. I'll be happy to talk to you, and there are many other great talks that you can also learn from not just on the investing and trading, but there are other products. But tonight it's about how to take your trading stocks to another level using SmartRobie, especially if you're not a VSA 360 member. A lot of the focus will be just using the SmartRobie in here, and I do think the amount of benefit is good enough. All right, so tonight we'll be talking about a little bit of SmartRobie, as if you never heard of SmartRobie in here, the feature of SmartRobie trade idea. And what is it like, the trade idea following the Pentagon guide, which you all hear many times, which is the up signal and down signal, which also trigger a lot of our buy signal in here. And how do you trade this stock using VSA? All right, we're going to be talking about the approaches to look into the market and how you want to do that. And if you were to trade the Pentagon guide trade the virtual portfolio, how would it have been over the last 3 months? What would be your likelihood summary? All right, first thing is the product. Now the product that you'll see is perhaps a SmartRobie. Many of you may have seen it before. Is the so-called one of our flagship products that we have in here, and it works like a stock market assistant, like a trainer. So it's very simple to use, just only 6 menu in here. And before you take any action, whether it is analysis, whether you want to hold it or you want to sell it, and to determine whether the stock is worthwhile to buy or not. And that's the whole purpose of it. It's like asking your remiser or asking your broker whether you want to keep this or not. And many of you may already be very familiar with the Robie in here. There are many other features, but for tonight our focus will be on the profitability of it in here. There are other features that you could use, like the fundamentals as well as the news, but tonight is just how well are those stock trade idea have been. Now of course the SmartRobie is our proprietary, which we've been using this a fair bit of time. Previously my background has always been in the system development plus IT, and also having previously a fund manager license as well as a reminder license as well as an analyst. So I can practically do both the fundamental analysis and technical analysis, and a lot of what I've been trained as a fund manager, analyst has been put into SmartRobie, so making it very easy. You don't need to have big ideas, right? All you got to do is follow some of the trade idea that we have, and it's highly automated. If you see it, you can choose some of the stock trade idea stocks. We'll be looking at some of those trade idea that were generated last night. And do take note, some of the trade idea actually get refreshed around 10 to 10:30 every night for tomorrow's trading. So it is one of its kind, stock trade idea generation, providing ideas, top trade ideas. We divide the top trade ideas into three very basic feature. One of them is the Robie fundamental stocks, which is for new beginner who want to buy stocks that may not be familiar to you, that you want to have some sort of fundamental behind it. That's definitely one of them. Then we have also the stage 2 shares, which are stocks that are generally trending up, and those are the ones that you want to be buying and looking at. And then finally is our Pentagon guider. All right, I will explain this in terms of the VSA setup, which is the volume spread analysis, which is the idea behind the SmartRobie that we have in here. That will definitely help you to make a better judgment. So right now, the SmartRobie cover KLSE, the US S&P 500, SGX, and Hong Kong market. And of course, this year we've been, over the last 6 months, we've been very, very beneficial. The KLCI market has given some of the best return in the last 6 or 7 years. So the KLCI or the Bursa exchange has been very, very profitable. But of course, not to forget the US market, right? The US market, our S&P 500 cover pretty much of the Magnificent 7 that you see, right? And also not to forget SGX2 and Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange has been a lagger ever since the crackdown on the democracy, where we see a lot of fleeing by the capital, and that's why Hong Kong is what it is today. SGX hasn't been performing too, and pretty much with the recent what we call money laundering on the banks inside, it will do no better than the Malaysian market. So my money now is on the KLCI as well as the S&P 500, and these are the two features that we will generally focusing on. Of course, in the SmartRobie, we also have our proprietary formula. A very simple formula that you see is the Pentagon flow that actually show you the bullishness and the bearishness of the market. Generally, you wanted to buy a market that is generally flow, which is around 60%, 70% plus in here. And when it gets down to 93%, generally those are very, very bullish, right? But it doesn't mean that it doesn't go higher. It just means it can still go. But all things being the same, I rather pick one with a lower Pentagon flow in here. You can check out the features also on the SmartRobie, which you can download from the Google Store and Apple Store in here. And thank you for joining us tonight in here. And for those of you who have just joined us, thank you again, Nora, and also many other friends of yours. I appreciate that. All right. So on our VSA, how did it all started? It all started my meeting, right, with the father of volume spread analysis, which is traditionally has been a methodology used by the West. Top traders and top hedge fund managers use this. So this was like a secret recipe that was taught through generation, and I was very beneficial to have learned that also from my another Sifu, which is Bill Wermine, and eventually taught down. But to pass on this same knowledge to the next generation, which is those of you who are listening today in here, is really been a challenge. Though Tom Williams did codify from the original founder, which is Richard Wyckoff, and over time, right, the words and the wisdom of Richard Wyckoff been passed on to becoming volume spread analysis. So that has evolved, and then eventually when I took over, learn the volume spread analysis from Tom itself and also Bill, we also modernize it and enable it with AI, artificial, as well as some of the features that you see today. Stock trade idea, purely generating on that onwards. Stock trade idea. So the methodology, right, primary is the focus on price and volume. Price and volume, which always been the truth of the market. Now, if you are just looking at the market without looking at the volume, then you are just purely seeing half of the picture, because Tom already said the market forces between the smart money, which is also looking at the supply and demand, who are the smart money, who are the dumb money. You have to look through the eyes of the volume, right? And this is how they're able to control the crowd. And give you an example, when the news is bad, okay, is it time to buy or sell? Now think very carefully. When the news is bad, and Tom often said this is where the smart money will use the disguise of bad news to accumulate shares, and vice versa on the news where it's extremely good, like what we are seeing recently in here. A lot of the construction stocks, a lot of the property stocks started to go high, and no surprises, the market can just turn down and head off. So as a VSA trader or investor, you want to keep note of distribution by the smart money, right? Because they use the pretense of good news to sell to the unsuspected buyer, because that's the best time where they can distribute at higher prices, and there is always plenty of supply, okay? Because a lot of unsuspected public, which is the dumb money, will come in and buy it. And that's basically the gist of volume spread analysis. So what SmartRobie, together making it into something that is readable, we made it into a Pentagon guider, a visual display of a green pentagon that you see in the chart, right? And denoted by the background, which is blue trend zone, okay? That means this market is moving in an uptrend. So you can see here, green pentagon, and the market will continue to go up. So in this example in here, you could see since green pentagon, right, the market has gone up 86%. So now everybody can follow the green pentagon because it is a visual display of the chart in there denoted by the blue trend zone. When you see the yellow trend zone, that means it is a red, means the market is going downwards in here. So it's either up or downwards. And of course, in between, sometimes when the market has a mixed signal, the Pentagon guider will be insensitive, will be less sensitive to the market in here. But overall, I think with the current market condition that we are having, I think a lot of the trades generally will work very well. So green pentagon, this is where you eat, and it's definitely very, very suitable for new user, new investor, the Gen Z who don't want to learn all the technical analysis in here. Then when they use the green pentagon and the red pentagon, it will perhaps guide you and help you to carry your trade longer, right? Sometimes there will be trades that in one or two instances, just like a single bar, right, or single day, it will reverse out. But as long as the blue trend zone that you see in the background here, then you will keep holding on to it. And as I said before, this is a visual display allowing new investors to follow the market without really understanding all the technical jargons in here. Now, of course, tonight we'll be focusing on the three, since we're talking about profitability, be focusing on those three stock trade idea that you see, the basic feature. And let me just get my pen here first, set up, right? And so if you have any question, highlight to me in here, I'll be happy to answer them, or any stocks that you want me to look at, because generally we will do that also with our members too, all right? So this is where we have the three features, basic features. We've got more than that, but due to the time constraint, I'll just be talking the Robie FA. Okay, so Robie FA, you can see from here on the screen layout of the mobile phone apps, which is you can download it, right? Let me just bring this up here. Okay, here. And okay, bring my pen up. So we have the fundamentals. This is the fundamental under FA. Okay, FA here. So the fundamental is the Robie FA stocks. Okay, so why we choose that? Because we do find many of our members are generally not savvy enough. So we want to give them some sort of a foundation that the stocks is generally well, so what we call it, well protected. Well protected in terms they are profitable, judging by their ROE, return on equity, and pay decent dividends. So we have that. That's a Robie FA stock, and we also rate them. Ratings from 0, which sometimes we call it not applicable, not available, to 8. So anytime when you see stocks that is around the 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, those are very, very strong, good FA stocks. Good FA stocks, fundamentally strong, and that's where you also use the other words, what we call the undervalued stocks. Then we have the stage 2 shares, which is part of the VSA, how do I call it? The VSA Foundation. The VSA Foundation, which what we call the market stages. Okay, the market stages. So these are important because when it comes to the market stages, right, we have 4 market stages, which I will explain today. So generally, primarily, we want to focus on the stage 2 shares where the market is still in an uptrend. And then finally, we come down to our Pentagon Guider. Pentagon Guider is our flagship stock trade idea, which actually focus after accumulation, okay, where we have stage 1 accumulation, the market will start to move up here in a stage 2. Now keep in mind, not all stocks will go up immediately after accumulation. It's all depend whether the smart money have accumulated or what we have seen today, some bad news in the background where we see distribution or selling on the index. Some of the stock may delay their push into the stage 2. So that's where we see a bit of losing momentum, but we have to follow the trend zone behind us. Yeah, okay. So that's a Pentagon Guider in here, free basic. So you can see from our mobile phone, we have the ST2 daily, which refer to the stage 2 share daily stock, and also the Pentagon Guider. Okay, so just those 3 focus for today. Now, next I want to talk about is, let me just turn this off first. Market stages, okay? So when it comes to market stages, I'm still getting this pen. Today this thing. Okay, now I can get it. I have to use this. So let me just erase this. So when it comes to these market stages, okay, this is what I wanted to say here. Let me just move it to the side. We have to understand that the market actually moves in 4 stages. Any market where we talk about stocks and so forth. So let's get down to it. Now, price move in rotation. Okay, price move in rotation. Let me just move this to the side here. Okay, so price move in rotation, and when they do, they actually gives you some sort of a hint that this market erase all of that. Okay, so it moves in the rotational way and influenced by smart money, and this is a term that was coined by Tom Williams, right? Coined by Tom Williams those days, because they do say that smart money control almost 80% of the volume. Okay, so they will know when to push up the stocks, and those rotation, whether they move from one stage to another stage, is called market stages. So there are 4 market stages in here, very important. You always see me mentioning again and again. So the first one is accumulation, where we have the market move in a sideways market. So this means the price will ding dong, move up, move down, move up, move up, right? So this is what we call the stage 1 accumulation. Okay, stage 1, okay, accumulation. So once the accumulation is done over a period of time, the market is ready to move higher. Then this is where we will see the next stage, it will move up like this, and this is where the price will also go sideways, going up and pushing up. You'll see volume increasing, okay, and this is where the market move into a stage 2, which early on we talked about. Sometimes some of the stocks in stage 2 can go very high. We have seen the technology sector last week, and some of them earlier on, like the construction as well as the property sector, all have moved into a stage 2 markup. Okay, so these are what we call rotational stage. Okay, then we come to the third stage. Okay, the third stage, what do you think the news generally in stage 2 is? Okay, stage 1 is generally either bad news or no news. Okay, no news about the company. So in stage 2, we will see there's all some little news. Okay, little news, right? And a little news, then the market started to go until you reach the end of the stage 2. Then we have the next stage, which is the stage 3. Okay, so stage 3 where we have a lot of good news. A lot of good news here. Okay, market will move. All right, here we have stage 3 distribution, and we will see lots of good news. Right, this is where generally the unsuspected public will be buying in here. But guess what? The smart money will actually be distributing. So they are distributing. That's all. It's called distribution. And then finally, once they have distributed almost at least 80%, 60% in here, all right, then the market will start to fall under its own weight. All right, so it'll come down here, which we will see. It can be a short pause, all right, or it could be a longer pause, all depending on the sentiment of the market as well as whatever news that is coming out from the economic in here. Then the market will fall. Right, this will be a stage 4 and what we call a markdown. Okay, so generally at this stage, the smart money would have already, sold something like 60 to 70% of its inventory. Okay, inventory. So they sold everything here at the distribution stage, and then the market will mark down in here. So this is where sometimes the unsuspected public will say, hey, now it's cheaper, no? Last time I wanted to buy here in stage 3. Right, I couldn't get it, now cheaper, I buy some more. But guess what? If the smart money already sold a lot of their inventory, chances is if you buy it here, you're averaging down. And it's very, very dangerous. That's why we've seen in the year 2020, when the rubber glove stock started to go down, a lot of people trying to average the price in here. Never do that. All right, I think you have seen many traders say that always average up. So usually we want it to move back to a stage 1 reaccumulation, go through another stage 2 just over on the right hand side before buying. So that's why I always say before, it is very important that you understand these market stages, because by understanding that will give you keep your money where it's supposed to be and not give it to the smart money. All right, because don't be a dumb money. Okay, so as I said before, let me just write this down. Don't be a dumb money. Okay, because dumb money will always give money to the smart money. Give your money to smart money. Okay, so learn to follow the smart money, then you're able to consistently profit. All right, that's the key message in here. If you have to go take out anything, this is very important. So one of the methods that many of our members who focus on this VSA stock cycle in here do very, very well. I'll share with you in here. Those who ignore it and they say that, hey, this is all theory, all nonsense in here. I just want to know which stock is going to go higher. Let me know, and I want to buy into that news because it's a lot of excitement, right? And that's precisely what the smart money use, the psychological of good news to sell it to you. On bad news, is it easy to buy? Definitely not, right? So this is why many beginners get caught in it. The more savvy investors will generally want to sell in the good news, and many of our members, through this psychology of seeing the market time and time again, are able to look very clearly what we call the market stages. So this is important. You want to take a snapshot of it before I erase it. So I'm going to be counting 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so this is why it's important that you understand where we are heading to. Coming to the next slide. So we done the market stages. That was what I was going to share with you in here. So chart reading, any chart that you bring out. So if the members have any chart that you want me to talk about it, I will, what we do, plop up the chart for you. Okay, plop up the chart for you in here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to connect to fast enough to my Robie in here, else I can be able to show you. Let me just try one more time again. All right. So generally, any stocks, if you have any stocks, if not, I can bring up the trading view will be the best because I can't bring the phone into this Zoom session here. Okay. Okay, we look at Kobe. Yep, let's look at Kobe, and I'll bring up Kobe here. So I'm just going to show you the trading view version, right? Many of you may have seen this again. So good. Okay, we got Kobe and JAX. Okay, so let's look at Kobe first, and we'll go through the same thing what we did just now. What market stages are we in? All right, first this is Kobe. Open up, delete this. Now, of course, in our trading view, we have this version in here, a version that tells you the market is still in an uptrend. Okay, so let's draw this. Okay, so first thing we want to do is to list out where the market is going. Okay, so where the market is going, we want to be drawing this. So you can see from here to here. Okay, then we have the okay, this takes a bit of skill to see where we are. Okay, so right now you can see here the market started to pull up here. Okay, and we have a little bit of distribution here, and then right now here. Okay, so you can see from here, let me just type it out. Okay, this is what we call a stage 4. Okay, so a stage 4 markout, but actually from our training that we done, this was actually a reversal. Okay, a reversal, the market roll back up in here. So stage 4, then we have a stage 1, this was a stage 2. Okay, so in between the stage 2 we have a middle stage 3. Okay, here we are beginning of a stage 4. Okay, so in the stage 4, which means the market assuming will continue to go downwards. But right now we have the market today back to 1.86 in here. So if the market were able to hold on, like what we see here, okay, this zone here mean it is going to a stage 1. All right, stage 1 again. So after stage 1 is what? Here will be stage 1. So we are predicting, okay, we are predicting that this market will likely go to a stage 1. If not, the market break below this box here, it's going to go down, then it is a stage 4. So from here onwards, after seeing stage 1, we want to see stage 2. So stage 2 would come out when you switch on to your mobile apps and you'll see green pentagon coming back. So right now the market is going in the downwards. Okay, so for Apple Humble, take a picture of this, because that will be useful for you to analyze this market for the VSA setup in here. Thank you to Apple Humble for your stock. Okay, let's take another one before I erase this. So I'll count 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, erase. So next one we want to do is JAX. Okay, you're welcome, Apple. So let's take a look at JAX. Where is JAX is? Now if you look at JAX, this is okay, switch to a daily chart here. So you look at JAX is interesting also. So okay, now from here onwards you can see this is in the downtrend. Okay, downtrend here, and then that's why we have a yellow trend zone, right? There's a red pentagon here, pick it up nicely. Green pentagon, the fella started to move out, but then you notice here, okay, somewhere along the line the market started to move sideways here. So again, it go through the same process. All right, stage 4. Okay, then you have stage 1, right? Shoot straight up already, right? You can see from here. Then it goes straight up. This is stage 2. Okay, stage 2. Okay, we got a lot more here. Rosmadi Omar. So we can do that now. So you can see after stage 2 already, right? Now the question with this one has been up for 3 days. No doubt you can see here it's red panel. Our entry, what did I always say? Let me just make this bigger a bit. Our entry is always on the opening. Okay, on the opening of after the Pentagon Guider. So this is where our entry is at this point. But we found out a lot of the members who are not well trained, they enter here, 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 and here. They don't want to enter here. But what I'm trying to say that all our back testing plus our virtual trading account, our forward testing, we use the rule to enter on the opening of the next day. That's where you want to be in. You don't want to, enter for another day. It's very important you all stick to this. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they cannot stick to this rule. They like to masuk sini, masuk sana, right? Then end up kalang kabut. The formula is you must enter on the opening after your Pentagon guider. The consistency, entry second candle after green Pentagon. Yes, opening price, second candle after green Pentagon. Okay, so we'll look at next one. Rosemary got Nova MSC. Okay. So let's go to Nova. It's very easy to use. Okay, there's always green Pentagon and red Pentagon. So you can see from this one, it's been moving in a long while. So for this stock, it's kind of interesting. You can see it turned green Pentagon on 22nd of April, right? And it started to move sideways, right? Not until the volume come in the last few days. Nova MSC 34%. So this is where we see evidence of smart money accumulation, right? As I said before, once they're able to accumulate over a long period of time, right? Then you can see low volume accumulation. When they're ready, they'll push up. Okay, so this is where smart money will always test you. When the market was doing this, were there any news at all? Probably won't hear any news at all. Now that the market push up, there's probably some news. Up 10% in here. Now the next question you're going to be asking me is, sekarang boleh masuk kah? Right? But again, I go back to the question. You need to masuk sini, bukan sini. You masuk sini, the market can turn downwards, and then from a risk to reward, not so good. Okay, so right now for this entry for Nova MSC, you have to wait for a pullback, because if the risk is very high, right, can you take, you can see this bar is 10%, so your stop loss had to be 10%. A lot of time people cannot take that 10%. Don't trade this one. You look for other stock to trade. But again, going back to it, because your broker or your remiser or news you hear about this Nova MSC, you know there's something going on, you want to trade this, you kena tipu from the smart money. Ikan jerung lah, we all say. So generally, I don't like to trade this kind of stock, because the market can turn back down. And then you remember Supermax not? I think early on I talked about Supermax, right? Whenever you see this kind of climatic volume, okay, like Supermax, those of you who follow previously, right, you can see one straight bar, then the market come back down, right? So now actually is the time to enter Supermax. You can see turn green Pentagon, where nobody like to buy, but we like Supermax. That's the real difference of where we are right now. Okay, so if you look into, okay, next one we have, all right, I hope you all like that. Okay, we have just now Sarawak cable, S cable. Okay, okay, Zulfiki also want me to look at SNS. Can. Okay, so this is a much better stock. Okay, again, let me just draw this again. So you can see from here, let's again, important for you to draw out the chart. Okay, so you can see from here, and then the market started to turn out. So you must able to frame your chart. Okay, here right now we see green Pentagon, market is going up. So this one is nice. Enter is this today lah. Pagi hari 16 cent for Sarawak cable. Okay, you can see this one is much better. Also market stages started to turn up. Okay, so that's for Sarawak cable. You got SNS. Okay, SNS has been a nice uptrend. Okay, now you notice SNS in here, there is no green Pentagon, because every time when the market go up by 26% like here, right, we generally want our members to avoid this kind of stock, because it can drop very much. You can see, drop 3%, drop 4%, right, sakit hati tau. Like this one, shoot 16%, shoot 15%, but this kind of stocks, it can turn back inside, like you can see from here, 18%, right? So we want to avoid this kind of stock, because you can make big, but you can also lose big. The whole key point of in stock market is able to survive the slaughter. You can see long period accumulation from one whole year December. So this one is definitely smart money one. You can see a climatic volume push up, distribute. Last two bar also push up. So they are setting up a trap. Now remember, these are like distribution. One more trap, they push up and come back down. So generally this kind of stocks, I do not like to touch it. You can touch it, but you be ready for that 15-16% kind of turn back in here. Be very, very careful. Okay, D-Sonic. Okay, D-Sonic is not too bad. Okay, D-Sonic, you can see the trend is still going in the upwards. Just turn green pentagon in here, right? If you draw your market stages, right, it is still in a nice stage 2 uptrend. No doubt you have some upthrust in here, but you notice you have green pentagon still in the blue trend zone. There will be a bit of shakeout, but it's still fine. Okay, Mr. Yao. All right. So how profitable was it in the last 5 years? Now I can go out and say this because we've done a lot of back testing over the last 5 years with a count size of 50,000. Okay, so you can see here very low price for year 2023 has a 19.3%, trading a $50,000. Involved buying after the green pentagon, it's like what I just said just now, and exiting at a specific profit target, end of a period, or when red pentagon or cut loss. So it's very important you observe it. When we do our back testing, we also do that, because if not, it doesn't make sense. Some stock will run, some stock we have to cut loss. So we have to have a exit rule, and our exit rule is specific profit target. If you ask me, this could be around 10 to 15%, right? At the end of a period, usually we only keep it for 2 to 3 weeks, or a red pentagon appeared or cut loss. So those are the observation that you must also do. Like what I said before, exit is very, very important. Like if you're going to get into Data Sonic or SNS, all right, it's not about the entry. Exit is important. So if you learn something, please make sure you have a good exit in here. So you can see from here, the mid penny and the high penny shares generally gives the best return, because we don't want to talk about consistent return. We don't want to 1-2 trade, made some money, then you lose out everything, because here we're talking over a long period of 5 years where you can generally make trading as an income in here. So how to get those trade idea that works? There are 3 options: the FA collection, ST2, and Pentagon Guider. All right, now I'm just going to turn on to my phone here and pick up Pentagon Guider for the KLSE market. Okay, so on my list, so I'm just looking at my phone here because I couldn't show it to you. All right, I have Sunway, Dialog, Kosan, Affin, UOA, KPJ. Okay, 196. All right, I generally like to pick those small. Vitrox is in already. Okay, it looks like we have okay, UEMS. Okay, UEMS. So let's take a look at UEMS. This is a property sector. Sunrise. This one already gone up a fair bit already. Okay. So you can see here, it turned green pentagon on the 10th of June. All right, 10th of June is up 2.5% in here. Still good. I like this actually to enter here, 118. Right, it went up to today market also up 8.3% in here. So this is a nice one. If you were to draw your market stages, you can also see right from here onwards, it's a multiple. Like here, stage, yeah, you can actually take this stage 4, stage 4, stage 1, beginning of stage 2. Also the same thing too. So that's on KPI. So any of the stocks in Pentagon Guider, which is good here, right? Generally what I do, I'll pick those stock that is below 1 ringgit. I get a lot. ST2 is stage 2, correct? Going up. Okay, since we're talking about that, let's go to look at one ST2 stocks. Stage 2, I'm looking at my phone here for stock trade idea. We got 12 of them. I generally look at the first one only. Okay, first one, stage 2 here is Pestech. Okay, PESTECH, because it's 23 cents. So you can see Pestech in here. Now it's going up. Now you can definitely see from here, stage 4. Okay, Yeah, you can, let me just erase this. So you can have here stage 1, stage, this is like a downtrend, stage, then we have a stage 1 here. Okay, then the market go up again. So you can see from here. Okay, again, the entry is on this bar here. So usually you want to check for the date. Let's say today is the 12th. Make sure you get in on the 12th June of the day. Okay, some of them on the 11th, a bit late. Like this one is the 11th of June because the market already moved. So tonight, you want to check out after 10 o'clock, we have probably a new list of ST2. IWCT is also up. IWCT. Second day, the open price. Yeah. So ST2 best stack. Okay. So you look at this next stock is Iskandar. Okay. IWCT. So why we say that is whenever they turn green Pentagon, that's the first one you want to go in. So that's what generally I go for Pentagon Guider. I don't go for stage 2 share because this one can still run up in here. You already see the running up, but at the same time there's a lot of pullback. Like we see here, down 3% was up 7%. So a lot of situations. So you want to be very thoroughly go through them. Remember, it's in the stage 2. Okay, middle of stage 2. So MFLA right now we are looking. MFLA is going up. All right. So sudah pechot already. Okay. So this one is in a stage 2. Okay. Pentagon Guider stage 2. So MFLA will started to move up in from here onwards. Okay. MFLA up 7.5%, up another 4% in here. And I think there's still some room go for MFLA. Okay. Okay. So those are the current trade idea. Okay, let's do another one, Robie FA, which is fundamental stocks. Okay, so I'm looking at fundamental stocks. So fundamental, you can see Ulicorp, B Auto, which will have 5 out of 8. Okay, I kind of like B Auto. Okay, but they are not so much of a really trading share because they don't move so much. So let's say B Auto. You see B Auto, this B Auto already turned green Pentagon on the 6th of June. So somewhere around here. Okay. Somewhere around here. So we are looking very far back. So if you bought it 6th of June, it's going to be good. So the best entry is always at the Pentagon. Sometimes when Robie pick up these stocks, you can generally ignore it. Right. And then we have a Ulicorp, green Pentagon 10th of June. That's more closer. Then we have another one. Petrol MBMB, okay, 6th of June also. See how much you have moved. Okay, the new one will be Telecom. Okay, TM has a rating 6 out of 8. Okay, 6 out of 8. If you look at the fundamentals, is pretty good. Yeah, this is where it turned green Pentagon. Today up 1.6% in here. So the market was generally going up, pull back. You have another stage 1 accumulation going up. So looking at the stock fundamentals. Okay, Powerwell, we'll look for Kevin. Okay, stock fundamental. Okay, stock fundamentals in here. I have the pay 3.8%, ROE of 21 with a PE of 13 times. So these are strong companies. Good companies that have good profit in here. Let's look at Powerwell. Okay, now Powerwell, if you look at it, today turned red Pentagon, so we have to be very careful with it. All right, trend is still in the upwards. Having said that, but there's a lot of resistance up here. So we see red Pentagon. If you enter this one in here, it's gone up a fair bit. Having said that, you started out from this 25 cents in here all the way to 45 cents. 45 cents has been moving in a sideways. So today we have the 6% down. Okay, so we have to be careful. Right, and if you look back from our market stages, this generally goes into a pullback area. So these are some of the advanced indicators that we have on our VSA 360, but you don't see it on the SmartRobie. SmartRobie tends to be a very basic. We keep it for that. Okay, so if you want to upgrade, VSA 360 is where you can get more of the features in here. Now, right now, you can see green turn to gray. So I do think tomorrow you might see another gray light here. All right. Okay, so that is Powerwell. YBS turned green Pentagon. Yeah, it does. Some of the stocks. Hi Yi, nice of you to come by. YBS. Yeah, after it shake out, it turned green Pentagon again. This is a congestion, you can see, yeah. After the reversal, market turned back up again. So it goes back up, it's going to come back down. We need to form the W. Remember, we talked about this already. Okay, Opstar. Okay, lots of stocks. We have HexCap. I don't think we can cover. Now, Opstar, if you look at it, started to move up, but there is no green Pentagon to this. Lot of resistance, uptrust in here. Just have to be very careful, okay? Because market already turned red Pentagon in here. It's going up, okay? No doubt about it. But you can see also a lot of hesitance, a lot of uptrust, and who knows, they might be distributing. I generally don't like this kind of stocks lah. Having said that, I like when they turn green Pentagon like here, when it's pick up, then it generally be good. Okay, now if you pick it up here, let's say you hold it, that's what I mean. You hold it in terms of what, 2 to 3 weeks, which is about 14 to 15 bar here, right? 15 bar or 14 bar or somewhere around here, you have got 18% profit. Okay, or you got it here, all right, you exit on red Pentagon, 16% profit. So these are some examples of trades that done pretty well. Okay, hi Fizi, okay. All right, we won't be able to do all of them here because I want to go out and share some of you. Now, some of our members want to share with you have made very good trading performance inside. I do think that many of you with this year can do it, but provided you follow some set rules, okay, over there. So those of you on the SmartRobie in here can follow me on the breakfast show, see how I do those trades. But of course, our members that is guided by us tend to do much better. Like you can see, James is not tonight. Yi is here. Yi is also listening. He's made about 46% here, and we have Cool about 35%, and this only started in March. All right, now we also have the SmartRobie forward testing. Can't showcase them here due to the time frame that we have in here, but I want to share with you, if you just trade the mid penny, remember earlier on I shared this one, right? The mid penny is the best performance, yellow and high penny. So you can see from this year 2024 mid penny, all right, and we have the beginner penny, right, which is also doing very well. Beginner penny basically trading on a Pentagon, which are the Pentagon guide. All these are Pentagon guide shares that we trading in here. Then we have also the US market, just strictly the Magnificent 7. Then we also have the FA, which is the FA stocks for the US, which is about 8%. Only started sometime in April only. Okay, sometime started in April only in here. Okay, so as a summary in here, maybe we got time, we'll look at some of your stocks in here, right? You always want to pick stage 1 shares. Okay, stage 1 share for Robie FA. And if you're a beginner, right, you want to go for the Robie FA stock and learn to tie the knots. Some of the stocks that appeared on the Robie FA stocks generally have very high ratings. They don't go as much as the Pentagon guided that you see. And even some of you have your own stocks, okay? Have your own stock. Check it out with the SmartRobie stocks first, okay? Check out with the SmartRobie stocks, right? For me, my preference is always I trade the Pentagon guided, much easier, all right? Keep to that one. Stage 1 shares, that's for Robie FA, right? If you want to go for the stage 2 shares, then you should have a bit of experience because the stocks can turn where you are. And then finally, you want to draw the market stages. That's an important part, to know the standing of it in here. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stocks since Nora want me to look at Benacom. All right, now if you look at Benacom, only have some sort of interest only today. And the interest comes in at very high volume. This kind of stocks, if you look into the background, there's nothing much to it. You can see it's been lowering downtrend. One push, you see here, distribute. One push, distribute. One push, distribute. This one is also distribution. So you can go, and also you notice the last time we had a climatic volume here, Right. So what you want to do is train yourself to look to the left hand side. Whenever you see a climatic volume here, so the SmartRobie don't have the capability for you to look further back. You can see, so you have to sort of rely on the 6-month charts that they have. All right. If you look at SmartRobie, let me see Benacom. And I'll probably rotate the chart. Okay, I'll rotate the chart here. Looking at Benacom, it's up 7%. Do not get attracted by the high number that you see here. Okay, so when you look at this, you switch to a 6-month. Okay. Yes, you can see every green pentagon on my chart here. Okay, on my chart here, you will see every green pentagon, there's a high volume to distribute. So it is a smart money counter distributing under the discount. So it doesn't make sense to go after this kind of stocks. Okay, they will distribute, you lose money again. So stay away from this kind of stock. Learn to choose to follow the smart money. Just because green pentagon says green, but also important to understand the market stages where it is. That will give you an edge also going forward. Okay. Okay, we'll do Jennifer. Also, I believe is a regular. So we'll look at MFlex. Okay, this is again one of those stocks where below, how do I say, below 20 cents, right? As I said before, very easy to manipulate one. You can see that the market just congests in here, right? And then one high volume here, congest again, push up, then come back down. Very hard to make money on this kind of stock. It push up 6%, it can drop back 2% in here. Again, I generally pick, based on our back testing, things that is slightly mid-penny, above 50 cents. Okay, that's my hint to you. This kind of stocks you can get trapped on. Very hard to make money. You can see here all period of congestion in here. If you're stuck here, again, for trading purposes, this is not a stock that you want to hold. All right, you can check out, let me see if I have MFlex here. Check out the fundamentals. Okay, I'll just go to MFlex. Check out the fundamentals first. But anyway, this kind of stock below 17 cents is going one. Okay, no dividend, low PE. Okay, in small cap is only 250 million only. Very easy to going one. Okay. Oh, it's by Luster. I see. Luster Industry. Okay. Yep. So, all right. So, promotion time on the 22nd, 23rd, next Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. I hope to see all of you in our investment fair. I'll be sharing a very similar talk like this on SmartRobie in here, giving you the many ins and outs. So hope to see you at that time. And also don't forget our Monday sharing session. Our Monday sharing session on SmartRobie, where generally I'll do some stock pick in here. And as I said before, investment is a knowledge that will pay best interest. All right, we'll be at booth 103. Okay, 103. And don't forget, if you were to trade the stocks according to a set of trading rules, all right, you need to test out what are your exit rules, the entry rules, we'll figure out, or you can use the red pentagon, you generally will do well. Okay, like what we have done previously in our virtual trade in here, you can see the top 3 performing bots. Okay, it's about 13% since let me just show you here. Okay. Okay, this is mid-penny, and you can see it outperformed the KLSE return. That's about 2% return for the month, 4.5% return month. May was good, 6.6% return for a month. So that gives me, and you can see the kind of stocks that they bought, Ibraco. So this is something we will showcase in Mid Valley. So come and check us out for that day. Yep. All right. So our new forward testing trading board will ensure that all of you will get the best stock trade idea. Of course, not everything work, and with the conducive environment that we see in here, I think many of us will do generally very well. All right. So don't forget, share this this live video in your session, and come over to every Friday and Monday for our breakfast show with SmartRobie and VSA 360. All right. Don't forget, go over to our stock trade Telegram chat room and share that with your friend. So with that, I end the session a bit earlier in here. I hope you all learned something from tonight, from the basic feature of SmartRobie that you have, and many of you can use it free of charge after office hour, and I think some of those ideas has been very beneficial to you. With that, give me a thumbs up. I hope you all learned something tonight in here. We also like to hear from you. Join our Telegram chat room or send us a note to our WhatsApp at 010, just across the screen below here, and I think we got you covered. Okay, good night.